Europe, the truth is, Europe, continentally, as a whole, is very strange. There's something wrong with them. Wallahi, there's something wrong with them. You see all the same characteristics in each one. The jinn worship, the violence, the feudalism, the superficiality, the lack of any real intellectual or moral depth, the adoration and the worship of raw power, brute force, the scavenger mentality, the moral hypocrisy. Means like three archetypes. You had the West, you can say the West produced three personality archetypes: the tyrant, the slave, and the collaborator. And everyone in the West is one of these three, I'm telling you. And it's usually pretty easy to spot which one they are. And the tyrant is the one that they all want to be. The tyrant is the one that they all want to be, and you will be able to detect that if you interact with them long enough, even if they're coming to you like a so-called ally. You know, Malcolm X, our Mukhtar, the Mukhtar of American Muslims, of revert Muslims, Malcolm X said that the only thing that could save America is Islam, and of course he's right. Of course he was right. But that's not going to happen on a societal level. I don't believe so. I don't believe that's going to happen on a societal level. The best that you can do is embrace Islam yourself as an individual, one by one. Save yourself, because that so-called civilization is not going to change ever. Western so-called civilization is the proverbial immovable object. It doesn't give. It doesn't give an inch. Whatever comes to it becomes like it. You don't change it, it changes you into it. Well, that's impossible with Islam. Europe had the chance. They had a chance to embrace Islam for hundreds of years. But subhanAllah, even those European countries that basked in the benefits of the Muslims, like Spain, like Sicily, even after being part of the Muslim world and becoming centers of sophistication, centers of learning, centers of prosperity, subhanAllah, they fought their way out of sophistication and learning and prosperity. I talked about it before, the Austrians, the drunken, landless peasants who stupidly fought against the Ottomans in order to preserve their own oppression under their aristocracy. Subhanallah, until today, they'll beat their chest at being successful in rescuing their misery from the threat of peace and prosperity under the Muslims. That's one of Pete Hegseth's tattoos, the date that Austria saved itself from the prospect of a decent society. Same as now, banning Muslim immigration to the US because goodness knows we can't have all these non-alcoholic, non-drug addicted, unpromiscuous, stable families coming to our country. God forbid. We don't want God-fearing people here, praying all the time, fasting all the time, giving charity. America's not that kind of party. But he was right, of course. Malcolm X was right, obviously. It's not just a throwaway line. It's not just rhetoric. When he said that, he meant it. Only Islam can save America. I know it's the last thing that you want to hear. I know you don't want to hear it. But even if I was not a Muslim, anyone should be intelligent enough and objective enough to see that this is, in fact, the only sensible, practical, workable option that you have as Americans.